Hey there, everyone. It is John from the community team for Company of Heroes, and we're here for another live stream. This one, holiday themed, as you can see. We're going to be recapping some of the fun stuff that we have shared in the last couple of months. But it's been exciting times for all of us here at Relic working on Company of Heroes. So very, very glad to see a bunch of folks in chat. If you're watching this after the fact, welcome. And hopefully everyone is feeling a little bit festive and getting ready to wind down the year and get ready for the next one because big things are coming for Company of Heroes 3. So stay tuned. So again, thanks for tuning in. And of course, if you want to keep up to date with everything that we're doing on Company of Heroes, you're going to want to follow us on your social platform of choice. You can catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Company of Heroes. You can join the co-development program and have your voice be heard while we're putting this fantastic game together. You can sign up at companyofheroes.com. You can also find the official forums at community.companyofheroes.com and our Discord server where you can chat with other players or myself or other folks day to day. Discord.gg/companyofheroes. And of course, be sure to follow us right here, twitch.tv/Relic Entertainment, and leave those notifications on so you can find out when we're doing streams just like this one. Hopefully everyone's doing a-okay. Seeing a lot of hype in the chat. Good to see everyone. So yeah, what are we going to be talking about today? You can see I'm flying solo today. The team has been very, very busy putting together the multiplayer pre-alpha that I'm hoping most of you had a chance to check out this last week. So they've been super busy. They have a couple more things to wrap up before we wind down the new year and take a well-deserved holiday break. So yeah. Glad to have everyone here. So even though I'm by myself, we got a lot to cover today, so we might as well just get through it. So what are we going to be talking about? Like I said, we're going to recap some stuff that we've recently shared about CoH-3. We're also going to be giving away some Company of Heroes franchise kits. So you may have seen a couple of those floating around the internet. If you missed our social media giveaway over the last week, well, now's your chance. We're going to be giving a bunch of them away today. So stay tuned. We'll be doing that throughout the live stream. Also, if we have some time, maybe we'll just jump into the latest build that you folks were playing, the multiplayer pre-alpha. I've still got it on my machine, and maybe we'll just jump in and I can answer some questions while I'm playing a skirmish. We can do a sort of a very casual Q&A. And at the end, you're going to want to stay tuned because we're going to be sharing some more details about what to expect from code development in the next few months. So don't go anywhere. Should be exciting. Yeah, sorry, I'm just like catching up on chat. It's good to see everyone here. If you have any questions throughout, just shout out. I'm more than happy to answer whatever I can speak to without getting in trouble. So now that I've teased some of the giveaways that we're planning on doing, we may as well give away a couple of these things right off the hop. So this is it. This is the Company of Heroes franchise kits. And let me tell you, they are really freaking cool. I don't want to spoil what's actually inside. There may be a couple unboxing videos floating around the internet, but there's some really, really cool Company of Heroes stuff in here. And we might as well give one away right now, or let's give a couple away. Heck it. No one's here to tell me otherwise. So to be entered for a chance to win this franchise kit, I want you to type !CoH-3 in the chat. I'm going to do an example here real quick, just like that, !CoH-3, and you'll be entered for a chance to win this franchise kit. So start spamming that in the chat. Don't worry, you only have to do it once, and you'll be entered for a chance to win. You don't have to do it multiple times. Once is good enough. So I'll give that a couple moments to go. But yeah, again, I kind of want to spoil what's in there, but I don't want to give it away because it is super cool. But it's all really CoH-3 themed. It kind of reflects on the 15 years that the franchise has been around. So you're gonna want to get your hands on one of these if you can. All right, let's do it. Let's see who's getting the first one. Major Bones, congrats, Major Bones. Make sure you have your DMs on Twitch open so that I can whisper you after the fact and get you one of these fine kits. So I'll reach out shortly and get you that. I should actually write these down so I don't forget them. You know what? I'm gonna do that right now. Sorry. I'm so organized today, John. So organized. Major Bones live. All right. Congrats, Major Bones. Let's do one more. All right, folks. Let's do one more. So again, let's get some exclamation point Co3 in the chat for one of these fine co-franchise kits. All right, Eugene, the Undisputed Destroyer. Congratulations. You're walking away with one of these franchise kits. So again, make sure that your DMs are open. I'll reach out after the stream. And yeah, we'll make sure that you get your hands on one of these things. So we'll probably just need mailing details and stuff. So don't share those in the chat. I'll reach out privately, and we'll do that a little bit later. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's move on for a bit. So we'll come back and we'll give some more of those away later. Again, I'm hoping everyone had a chance to check out the multiplayer pre-alpha this last week. I know the team was incredibly excited for fans to sort of get their hands on it and finally be able to see everything that we've been working on. So I'm just, you know, while we're going through all this, I just want to hear what you thought about the pre-alpha. You know, what you thought needs work, what you thought was, you know, going in the right direction, because we know we have a lot to do, you know, before we try and hit that late 2022 launch date. And this was very much just a small slice of sort of like an amuse bouche, if you will, of where we're going with Co3. So, you know, again, it's been a pretty wild ride since July. You know, we announced, you know, almost 5 months ago. It's hard to believe it was that long ago. And you know, the reception from all of you it has been overwhelming. You know, I think fans are really ready for another installment in the franchise, and we're excited just to be visiting the Mediterranean theater this time around. You know, revisiting some favorite factions. And I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, so July we did the pre-alpha preview. Since then, you know, we've obviously been engaged in the co-development program where we're really trying to get as much feedback from players as early as we possibly can. Like, I remember when I got brought on to Relic and they said, hey, we're not gonna release this like as a beta first. We're gonna put this out super early as a pre-alpha. And I was like, are you nuts? Like how are fans going to react to seeing a game that early? But you know, the response has been overwhelming, and I think everyone kind of understands, like, oh yeah, this is super early. There are going to be bugs, there are going to be problems, but it's very much like a proof of concept. And you know, like Siberian in the chat is saying, you know, there's lots to be done, and you know, absolutely, you know, the team knows that, and we're working really hard. So it's been, again, the reception has been fantastic since July. You know, I think even between that pre-alpha we put out, you know, when we announced the game, and the pre-alpha that you saw in the last week, I'm hoping that you can see like some of the iteration there, and some of the changes that the team have been implementing, you know, just even in those last 5 months. So, you know, through co-development, if you haven't seen them already, you should probably head to the official forums, community.companyofheroes.com. So there, every week, we're usually sharing design docs or posts from our team members, you know, diving into more details about what we hope to do with Company of Heroes 3, or what we're already doing. You know, we've shared posts on narrative and art and map design and faction design and battle groups and audio and so much more. I think there's over like 20 documents there that the team have put together, and we have more planned. So definitely head to the forums, check those out. Hey, what's up, Elliot? I see you. I'm watching. And yeah, check those docs out because there's a lot of fun stuff there, a lot of juicy details about what's to come in Co3. You know, again, like I keep saying that the response from all of you has been like overwhelming, and it really has. You know, we've had thousands of members and players sign up on the forums, join our official Discord, and you know, we have so much more to share. You know, we've also put out a number of dev diaries covering a range of topics. We've got more of those coming. We're trying to hit one of those every month or one every couple of months. And I think one of the fun things that we did in the last few months that I really enjoyed was we hosted the CoH-Dev Invitational, which was very much a friendly Co2 competition. So we had pros and devs playing together in celebration of the 15th anniversary of the franchise. You know, it's hard to believe it's been that long. So we just wrapped up the pre-alpha preview, or sorry, the multiplayer pre-alpha. Get that right, John. You know, I think I'm hoping that players really enjoyed it. You know, I think the response from folks that were able to play and get hands-on with the factions has been pretty good. Again, there's been a lot of really great criticism, and the team is like really receptive and open to all of that. We did hit a few technical hurdles like really early on, but you know, we tried to release a couple of patches and fixes and you know, refresh some stuff server side to streamline that process, or to streamline those matches, and seemingly that seemed to help, but we're still working on those things. So you know, if you ran into issues, you know, we're sorry about that, but you know, what I'll say is, like, even if you run into issues and your experience is less than ideal, that's still helpful for us. I know it's not great for you, but we see what happens and we're like, oh, we need to make that work, we need to fix that. So even if you had any sort of technical issues, if you hit a bug splat or you sent in some bug reports, like, we're going through all of that, and all of that is going to help us make the best Company of Heroes that we possibly can. So again, you know, thanks to everyone that filled out the survey in game, you know, that shared all their feedback on our social channels and in Discord and in forums. Like I said, we're taking that all in, we're digesting it, and we're going to hopefully action a lot of the stuff that you're sending our way. What else did I want to say? Yeah, just all the feedback, all the playtesting has been super helpful, and you know, on this journey to making Company of Heroes 3. And again, the response has been really positive. So the feedback has been really constructive, which I love to see. So you know, it's incredibly helpful. And I'm kind of just rambling on at this point. So you know what? Let's give away another kit. So like I said, we're giving away a few franchise kits today. I'm not going to tell you what's in them because they're so cool. So to enter, I want you to hit !Co3 and type that into the chat, and that'll get you eligible to win one of these. So don't worry about spamming it. You only need to throw it in there a couple of times, and that should work for you. So let's give this here a couple seconds. Just gonna need to see some things refresh on my end. All right, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be this time? Catch, KATZSH. Congratulations. So again, Catch, I just need you to make sure that your DMs are open, and I will reach out to you after the stream and make sure that we get your details so we can send you one of these fantastic kits. So congrats, Catch. Let's roll one more of these things. Let's give away another kit. Make sure you're typing !Co3 in the chat. Olivier, I see you. Don't be smug, Olivier. Don't type out ! Gosh. All right, let's roll one more. How do I pronounce that? Kilrathi Soldier. Kilrathi Soldier. Congratulations. You're walking away with another franchise kit, or a franchise kit for Co3. So again, make sure your DMs are open. I'll reach out after the stream and make sure that we get your details so we can send you one of these kits. So that's it for now. We'll give some more away later. Don't worry if you haven't won one yet. I've got a handful more to give away, so stick around. What else is on the agenda today, folks? Oh, special announcement. I don't want to steal anyone's thunder, but maybe tune into Relic's Twitch channel right here, twitch.tv/Relic Entertainment, tomorrow, around this time, or late morning, Vancouver time, because you might see me doing some more Company of Heroes related stuff. So tune in tomorrow. Do you plan any merch store things like t-shirts? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think like there's a lot of demand out there, so it's something we're thinking about for sure. You know, I know like people are liking these hats and some of the other shirts and stuff that the team have been showing off. So maybe, I don't know. I'll ask the higher ups and see what they say. Okay. So, like I said, maybe doing something fun tomorrow with the Relic team, so stay tuned for that. What else do I have on my agenda? Oh, right. I wanted to cover off some of the things that we had shared recently from the team. So specifically, you just had a chance to go hands-on with the multiplayer pre-alpha. So I thought I would share a video from the core gameplay team where they talk about some of the core experiences that they're hoping to capture in Company of Heroes 3. So we're going to check out this video and check out this most recent dev diary. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, and we'll have more fun stuff right after that. And if I can find the right screen, there it is. See you in a sec.
I've always believed when making a sequel, you have to listen to the core audience first. That is the number one most important thing to do, because they're the players that have been with a franchise since the beginning. And they're the ones paying attention. They're the ones hoping and wishing that their favorite features will be put in the game or improved. Things they didn't like are going to be fixed. And they're the ones you have to make sure you're talking to. And we're still going to be doing that right up until launch and beyond, to make sure it's the game the core want.
Our core fans have been with us from the beginning, have been playing Company Heroes forever. They're going to be most excited for the fact that we're releasing with more factions than ever before. We're going to have new systems for them to explore with height and vehicle combat, side armor, and breaching.
So core gameplay, I think the essence of it is, and I go back to an old Company of Heroes saying that we used all the time, is that every battle tells a story. And when it comes to Company of Heroes 3, we're just trying to create an even deeper and richer story. There's just so many different mechanics that really kind of, again, bolster that tactical gameplay experience. You have, this is definitely a game about positioning, cover, suppression, flanking, retreating, garrison, use of indirect and combined arms, and all these things coming together to create kind of this beautiful ebb and flow. When it comes to the specifics that we're looking at with our armies, I think faction mechanics is going to be a big one. There's going to be a larger battle group system now implemented to enhance those armies. There's also, we want to kind of deep dive into veterancy and have that play out a little bit more than it has in the past, allow players to interact with that system a little bit more and grow, deeper attachment to their soldiers.
Some of the other innovations that we've already talked about is side armor for tanks. So that's going to be a big part of our vehicle combat gameplay, and that is going to be amazing for making it a bit easier for the player to make those dives and those flanks, and also just feel more rewarding to the player when they pull off an exciting flank.
We've looked at both the previous games, but when it came to looking at Company of Heroes 1, I think we really honed in on the presentation layer, the cinematic warfare of that experience. We really loved living, breathing Battlefield, and we're trying to translate that over for Company of Heroes 3.
For me, as a Company Heroes player that gets me most excited is the diversity that we're adding to these armies. Developing these armies with the community right from day one, that has allowed us to add whole new levels of depth and diversity to these armies, and I think players are really going to appreciate that, not only in the competitive scene, but even our comp stompers and right to our campaign players as well.
Well, there you have it, right from the devs and designers themselves about what they're trying to do with the core gameplay experience in CoH-3. So I imagine most of you had a chance to, play, the multiplayer pre-alpha. I'm hoping you had a chance to go hands-on. But I figured that we could also hop in and just play a random quick skirmish together, and I could answer a few questions as we go along. I'm a little bit rusty, so I hope folks don't make fun of me too much. But we'll see how this goes. Let me switch over to the game here real quick. And let's just hop right in. So if you missed this up front, you know, we kind of outlined like what's actually going to be in the multiplayer pre-alpha, what's not. So these are all things that we're still working on, still working towards. So if you didn't see them in the build and you were a little bit upset, don't worry, because those things are going to be coming. Okay, so let's hop into a random skirmish so that I can mess around with tech pause if need be. Like I said, I'm rusty, and I like tech pause. I think it's a great new addition for when you're playing solo. So the thing about random skirmish, at least like it's just kind of like a option that we have in right now that kind of just throws you into whatever faction, and I think it pairs you up in a 2v2. So let's do a quick peek, see how it is. Can we still stream CoH-3? So unfortunately, you cannot. So this is the build that you would have been playing this last week, but we have, you know, to close it down. We got a ton of great feedback, and we're going to be implementing that and working towards it, or you know, trying to implement that feedback in the days ahead. But for now, it's unfortunately offline. So I know this is a big tease. But now you can just sit here and make fun of me as I play suboptimally. So we got queued up as the Wehrmacht. So let's build our tier 1 building right now. Let's send our pioneers out to capture some ground. Oh, actually, you know what we need? We need a Kettenkrad. That's what we need. James, you had a question about art style. Yeah, I mean that you know we've seen a lot of really good feedback on art. You know, a lot of folks are kind of concerned that this is near final, and in all my discussions with the art team, like this is nowhere near final. Like we're kind of laying down the foundation and the bones of what we need. And eventually we're going to be applying a lot of like, you know, shaders and ambient effects, you know, more destruction effects, all that kind of fun stuff, so that we eventually get it looking like, you know, people would expect a Company of Heroes game to look in 2022. Cat and OP, I know, Malarkey. We did you nerf it, or was it someone else who nerfed it? Was that Jason on the team? Definitely OP.
Germany now holds the victory point.
So maybe we can make some fun decisions together here, folks, while we go through. First up, which field marshal do you want me to pick here? So we have the fortifications field marshal, the mechanized, and the special ops field marshal. So fortification gives your grenadiers rifle grenades. You can build reinforcement bunkers. Tanks can hold down. In terms of veterancy, you can get medkits, team weapons, use camouflage. Light vehicles get spotting scopes. Tanks receive defensive first strike. With mechanized, grenadiers are getting stick grenades. Bunkers can also be repaired, converted to repair bunkers. Tanks get side skirts. Infantry combined arms, or sorry, they receive the combined arms combat bonuses. Team weapons can rapidly displace. Light vehicles can self-repair, and tanks get blitzkrieg abilities, whereas Spec Ops, you get the incendiary grenades, observation bunkers, camouflage netting. Infantry capture territory faster. Team weapons can use unique munitions. Light vehicles are equipped with concealment smoke, and tanks get unique munitions as well. What do we think, folks? Spec Ops. I'm seeing Spec Ops. Anyone else have any decisions or any suggestions? Mechanized, defensive. Spec Ops. Let's go. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Spec Ops. Spec Ops. It might have to be. Let's go, Spec Ops. All right.
Get the blood flowing! Quick march! Objective secured!
So in terms of battle group, what do we think we want to pick here? So we have our choice between the Breakthrough and the Luftwaffe. So if folks had a chance to check these out, did anyone have any preferences? I'll let you shout out in the chat, and then maybe we can decide here. Victor, that's something that we're investigating. I think I may have mentioned that in the one of the most recent devlogs. It's very, very difficult. It's a very difficult problem to solve, but it's something that we're investigating. We can't make any promises because it is a... oh man, this Kettenkrad is seen better days. Is our voice lines final? They are not. When I've spoken to the audio team, they have made it very, very clear that audio is still very early. So certain things haven't been implemented, certain things have. So there's still quite a bit for us to do. Do I go tier 2 or tier 3? Well, let's go tier 3 and see what happens.
Build or destroy. Put squad numbers back at full.
And I wasn't paying attention to lost infantry. Y'all can make fun of me right now. Dread Pirate Richards. Are battle groups essentially commanders? Sorta. Our lead gameplay designer Matt Phillip put out a great video about this a while ago. Basically, battle groups are sort of like a combination of doctrines from CoH-1 and commanders from CoH-2. So let's see if we can do some sneaky backcapping. What do you think?
We have our destination.
So basically, you let's just pick one. Let's pick Breakthrough. So you pick your battle group, and then you essentially get two different trees, right? Let's actually pause here. You get two different trees that you can go down. So we have Assault Tactics and Armored Offensive. As you earn command points, you can spend those command points on an ability or a call-in, whatever the case may be, in each tree. So here we have Assault Tactics. This actually doesn't cost any command points, so we could pick this right away. In the Armored Offensive, we could pick Rapid Production, or we could pick the Logistics Truck. And when you see two abilities like this side by side, you're making an exclusive choice. So I have to pick one or the other. I can't have both of these. However, you can go down each tree in different, however you so choose. So I could pick Assault Tactics, and then when I'm looking here, I can pick Breakthrough, or I can pick the Smoke Bombing Run. I do like smoke, so maybe I'll make that choice right now. So you can see Breakthrough is now locked to me, so I can no longer play it, or no longer pick it. So the same will be true when I go down this tree as well. But the nice thing is with at least how the battle groups work now, you can go down both of these trees throughout the match. Sorry, just catching up on chat. Let's resume some of the action.
Weapon team capturing. We're ready.
It's very hard to play efficiently while watching Twitch chat. Shout out to all the streamers that do this every day. Is the battle group UI final? No, absolutely not. That is still being worked on. Let's get an MG over here, maybe watching over this. Whoa, that is a lot of jeeps. Whoa, that is our base, John. I didn't think this was their base sector. Oh my god.
Commandant.
Well then, suboptimal plays from the community manager. This Jeep is being very aggressive. I'm gonna have to talk to the gameplay team about that, or maybe the folks that handle AI. Already base locked, I know. It's nuts, right?
We're at the high ground. Pin them.
Let's see if we can throw a fun incendiary grenade. Somewhat effective. Not super effective, but somewhat effective. Panzer Shrek, yes. There we go.
Territory secure.
So this captain with their BAR is going to be a little bit scary, so we may retreat here right away.
We are ready and waiting. Depend on us to capture it.
Okay,
Ready.
let's get back in the fight here.
On your feet. We march. Territory sector lost.
Yeah, I should run the tutorial. Ugh, getting roasted here. I love it. Thanks, folks.
Awaiting your command. The adversary is trying to take one of our points.
Here's so we haven't set minimum specifications yet. Like those are still being determined. So optimization often happens pretty late in a game's life cycle. So we'll have a better idea of what the final min and recommended specs are closer to launch. What's going on with the AI over here? Oh, they got a fast 221 out. I should have done that. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about that. So let's see if we can burn this captain out. Hitting it with some mortars. So like even you see these destruction effects, like these are not final. These are all work in progress as well. Because you can see it's we still need to add like some weight and some different scarring and shaders and to make that look a little bit more realistic. So I know some people had some concerns about that stuff, you know, in the from the preview in July and even from when we were playing the multiplayer pre-alpha, but like all of that is work in progress, and I know the art team is working hard at it. Okay, maybe I should actually control some of my units and do things. Maybe we can go and help reinforce our AI teammate here. Incendiary bombing run, or should we start going down the armored offensive tree? Are we gonna make it to the Tiger?
We stand ready to receive orders.
Tiger rush? Alright. Will building debris damage units? I actually don't know. That's maybe a good question for the gameplay team. I think it's something that we might be looking into.
Crew, we are getting off here. Objective secure. Those engines taking heavy damage. You have orders? Advance! Get us to regular soldiers! Lightning detail! Forward acknowledged!
So we get this MG covering this field point here.
Grenadiers capturing! The men are ready.
Now, let's actually go try and grab this other victory point. I didn't realize we were on the back foot here.
We're ready. Where to?
Let's maybe get this mortar a little bit closer to the action too. What other fun units do we want to play around with? Probably unlock advanced assault tactics. So this is a tech that like actually sits between the Panzergrenadier company and the Luftwaffe company, and it'll allow you to unlock the Whirlwind, the Martyr, and of course the Naval Warfare and the Stug. All right, so that was actually pretty good placement on our part. Okay, 222, or sorry, 221, prepared, ready to go. Let's maybe send them over this way. In terms of auto-vaulting, I think that's something that the team is still looking at and still investigating. All the player feedback that we've seen has been fantastic, and I know it's something that we're going to keep thinking about and talking about.
Weapon crew on standby.
Okie dokie. Alright, so we've captured this point here. Let's start being a little bit more aggressive.
Pioneers, we are being called upon. We are getting out of here.
A new unit is reporting for duty.
Still need a lot of fuel to get our final building here. You know what? You've been watching me just play really poorly for the last few minutes. So let's maybe do another giveaway. What do you think, folks? Let's use tactical pause, and let's maybe. Oh, sorry, camera's going all shaky because I'm not looking at what I should be. Let's do another franchise giveaway. So type !Co3 in the chat, and let's give one of these fun kits away to everyone at home. Also, I want to hear some build orders from folks. Because, again, I'm rusty at CoH-3. I haven't had as much time to play as I'm sure most of you have. So I definitely want to hear what build orders are working for you for the Wehrmacht. But right now, !Co3. All right, let's see who is walking away with one of these Co franchise kits. Hipkaris. Congratulations. So make sure, Hipkaris, that you have your DMs open on Twitch. I will reach out after we finish up the stream and hook you up with one of these fantastic Co-franchise kits. So congratulations, Hipkaris. Let's do, let's play a little bit more, and then we'll do another one. So let's jump back into it, and let's keep going here. Oh, we also have the Stug here ready to go. Let's give it a machine gun. We've got a lot of spare munitions, so we might as well upgrade it with the camouflage nettings too. Just nothing but Kettenkrads, nothing but snipers. I can see everyone here is into the memes. Let's actually maybe send this Kettenkrad, or this 221 over here and see what's going on.
We're ready. Jawohl. Moving to capture. Keep up. Silence! That territory will be ours. We're ready. Fall back. Good order.
What do you think, Panzer Command 4 or the Blitzkrieg? Enables all vehicles to improve their speed and combat performance for a short duration. Or the Panzer 4 Command Tank, armed with a short-barreled 75mm. What do folks think? Mock Hero, that's something that we're also investigating. It may be a little bit harder to do, but it's something that we know, players may like. It would probably involve quite a bit of work, but it's maybe something that we can look at. So I think we have this match pretty well in hand. So this invisible Stug is a result of us picking the Special Ops Field Marshal. So we were able to upgrade it with the camouflage netting. So basically you can be really sneaky with your Stugs and hide them in some fun spots to catch armor unawares.
Pioneer squad
The
stands
men
ready
are ready.
for order.
Capturing that point.
Uh-oh.
Fuck! We're pinned here.
Those folks definitely are pinned. So let's actually shift queue some commands here.
Follow
Up
me.
the side. There we go.
Claiming territory.
What do you require?
John didn't choose the Stug Stug chose me. Indeed. Alpern, are call-ins remaining in the game or any plans to change them? Again, that's probably a question for the gameplay team. I think it's something that they're keeping a close eye on. Because I know that there has been a little bit of debate about, like, you know, call-ins that don't require tech and that sort of thing. That's the other thing I guess I should mention. Like, there's still so much time for iteration that a lot of, you know, complaints players may have right now. You know, those are all things that we're also thinking about. And definitely we'll be keeping a close eye on to ensure that we're, you know, just releasing a fun and balanced game, you know, when the time comes. Do we go with the Panzer Command tank, or no? Oh, jeez Louise. Yikes! Those poor engineers, what happened to them? When's the release date? We're targeting late 2022. JL Excellent. Hotkeys is also something that we're looking at. Again, we can't make any promises, but we know, you know, the classic Code 2 keys are something that a lot of folks are used to, so we're definitely looking at all that stuff. Okay, nice. So we're getting a cheeky cap here.
You need us? You want
Send
the
this
medal
infantry
for
up as
every
well. We need
point
another
capture?
engineer.
Move.
Jawohl, we're ready. That's a unit on the field.
Awaiting your command.
Yuri, yeah, like I think I was saying this earlier, but a lot of voice lines, a lot of audio stuff isn't final. Like, I know one of the big complaints that we saw a lot of in the multiplayer pre-alpha was people weren't getting warnings for when their squads were in danger. And straight up, that's... Oh, I lost infantry because I'm bad. That's... Or did I send them elsewhere? I did send them elsewhere, thank God. That's something that we're keeping a close eye on. And something that we're going to be implementing, because it catches us as well. We're just like, oh, I lost a squad. I didn't realize it, because I didn't have a sound cue or, you know, a warning that that was going to happen. So it's something that we're painfully aware of and are working on, so not to fret. This MG is in bad spots.
Get that wire down.
What do you need? Let's get the thing.
So thankfully, the Stug is doing some work here, putting the hurt on these Greyhounds. There we go. That's what we needed.
We are ready and waiting.
Okay, once
Moving to clear
we
wire.
finish repairing this 221, we need to get some repairs on our Stug.
Engines running.
Where's my infantry and what are they doing?
Kill those bastards! Let's move! Infantry! Kinder, shoot back, damn it!
Oh no! Ugh, that was unfortunate.
Cloud! Stop taxi driving! A new unit is reporting for duty. Awaiting orders.
We're engineers. I know, I feel for them, right?
The men are ready.
Oh my god, the AI is not helping me with this victory point here. We need to start buckling down here, folks. And I also forgot I have this Panzer as well.
Engines running. Don't give an inch of ground. Territory point is ours. Despite our best efforts, huh? Enemy infantry! Settle them! Give us a target. We are moving back to base. Don't forget. We jump anywhere we are needed. Retreat! Don't leave the weapon!
Pioneer squad stands ready for order. Get that wire down.
Keep up the pace of fire. The adversary is trying to take.
So Yuri, a lot of the core faction units are set. We haven't shown off everything with obviously some of the other factions and some of the other battle groups. So there's still a lot to come, still a lot in the works. So I wouldn't be too concerned right now. Like we keep saying, like Co3, we're aiming for it to be the biggest and best Co at launch, and we intend to deliver on that.
You need us? On your feet, soldiers! Scheiße! Promotion! This is the firing range! Take cover! Fall back!
What do you need? The enemy is stealing our territory from us.
I'm starting to get a little bit sweaty here. Yeah, the enemy AI is putting the hurt on me. How often are we going to see more previews? That's still TBD. We haven't announced anything on that yet. Obviously, the team is hard at work on making the final game, so there's still a lot to do there.
Silence! Grenadiers ready!
Direct fire team.
We got way too much sitting at base here. All right, let's start sending folks forward here.
Granting orders. Awaiting orders.
Let's maybe actually play around with some transfer orders. What do we want? We want a Jaeger or a Panzer Grenadier? Let's go Panzer.
Commandant, Grenadiers! Grab your gear!
Back up to full force.
Silence! Grenadiers ready!
Get a broom bar, I'm seeing in the chat. Why the heck not? Broom bar can put in some work. Need more Stugs?
Medic! I need a medic!
Ooh, Chaffee hits hard. Something that the teams keep an eye on. Keep the fuel for the Tiger? Maybe. If we can go that long. We've got the command points now. What do we need? 200? We're close. We're pretty close.
Jawohl, ready. I know it's heavy. Just move.
Awaiting orders.
What do you have for us?
You need us? Pick up your feet! We need that point!
Yeah, so for those that missed it, when I was doing transfer orders, you need your squad to be, or the grenadier squad to be in the radius of the infantry company, and then you just basically click which transfer order you want. So you can see the radius that it needs to be in right there. So you just click which one you want, click on the unit, and it'll upgrade that unit appropriately to whatever you set. I'm just going to start blobbing these tanks around here. Thanks, Kyle, for pointing that out. Yeah, the squad needs to be fully reinforced as well. Oh, bug splat. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect way. You know what? I'm going to be judicious. I'm going to fill in my bug splat report. I'll say, was playing random skirmish, crashed. How many? I don't know. What was I doing after issuing armor move command? Send error reports. Oh well. Maybe the AI just rage quit. So thanks everyone. Let's do another giveaway. That was like, well, perfect way to end. I think everyone was a little bit frustrated with my like I said, not super efficient play. One more giveaway. Let's see folks type in exclamation point CoH-3 in the chat for a chance to win one of these fantastic franchise kits. Let that go a little bit longer so we can get more folks entered for a chance to win here. So again, I don't want to spoil what's inside these things, but they're pretty cool. They really celebrate, 15 years of the franchise and us heading to the Mediterranean with CoH-3. All right, let's see who it is. Advocato, congratulations. Please ensure that your DMs are open, and I will, or your DMs on Twitch, and I will reach out after the stream to get your info and send one of these fantastic co-franchise kits over your way. So how many have we given away? 2, 4, 6. Maybe we'll do a couple more before we finish. So yeah, that was me playing some CoH-3. So thanks again, folks, for checking that out. I know, like I said, we still had some rough edges with the multiplayer pre-alpha, but again, your feedback has been super critical. It's been really well received, and it's going to help us, iron that all out and make, CoH-3 an absolutely fantastic experience at launch. So what else do we need to cover off today? So I think, now that you've had to sit through this, we'll end on something a little bit more exciting. Oh, right. I was going to share what we're going to be showing off via CoH-Dev in the next few months. So here we have it. This is going to be our sort of short-term roadmap for CoH-Dev for January to March. And this is going to be just a quick highlight of everything that we're going to be sharing with the community in the next few months. So you can see that we're going to, again, continue sharing more posts and design docs from the team. We still have our monthly dev diaries that we're going to be putting out, and we're going to be having monthly live streams just like this one. So a lot of exciting stuff that we have planned to share with you. I think, this is some stuff that folks have been asking to get more info on. So should be exciting. And again, like we've got almost a whole year to go of more stuff to share with you. So it's exciting days ahead, I think. So yeah, that's what we got planned for January to March. We'll be sharing this on social media as well, so you can grab that roadmap there. But again, let's do another quick giveaway. So let me see it. CoH-3 in the chat. Let me see folks typing that in, exclamation point CoH-3 for a chance to win. We're going to give away a couple of these, like real quick. So let me see those Co3s in the chat. And again, you only need to do it once to be entered. All right, here we go. Puyavi. Congratulations, Puyavi. Again, make sure your DMs are open, and I'll reach out and make sure I can get your info and send that over your way. And let's do one. Let's do one more. Right, just back to back. Let's do it. Stanus, congratulations. You are going to be walking away with one of these fantastic franchise kits. So that is going to be it in terms of giveaways. But like I said, you had to sit through me sort of playing Co3 suboptimally. So let's maybe watch some of the best play Co3. We got two of the best Company of Heroes 1 players in the world. We have DevM and Aimstrom duking it out in a 1v1 in the latest Co3 multiplayer build. So our gameplay designers, Matt and Kyle, are going to be casting the action. So please stick around to see some absolutely incredible and stellar high-level play. But again, before we go, if you want to stay up to date with everything that we're doing with Company of Heroes 3, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Company of Heroes. You can join our Discord, discord.gg/Company of Heroes, and follow us right here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Relic Entertainment. And of course, if you want to sign up for co-development to help us shape Company of Heroes 3, you can just head over to companyofheroes.com, and you'll also find our forums there, which again give you a chance to share all your feedback, on everything that we're doing, and specifically on the multiplayer pre-alpha that we just released. And again, stay tuned for something special from us at Relic tomorrow, right here on Twitch. You'll probably see me doing some Company of Heroes stuff. And just a huge shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for watching. And again, I'm going to leave you with a fun cast watching some of the best Co1 players in this 1v1 playing the latest build of Co3. So thanks again, everyone. Enjoy this brutal back and forth between DevM and Aimstrong. And I can't wait to see you all in the new year. So thanks again for joining us on this special holiday recap. And I will catch you next time.
Hello everyone, I'm Kyle, gameplay designer on Company Heroes 3.
And I'm Matt, lead gameplay designer for this wonderful game.
Today, Matt and myself, we're going to be showcasing a classic match here between two of our top Co1 players from back in the day, DevM and Aimstrong, playing in the multiplayer pre-alpha build. We'll be talking about their game, but also mainly talking about the armies, some of the faction mechanics, new gameplay systems, the new battle group systems, all the fun new stuff that you can expect to see in this demo, and just also about a bit more about co-development and how that shaped the game thus far. Just a heads up that the replay system we're currently using today is work in progress. It is only from the perspective of one player, but it should be still great to watch this match with.
I'm excited.
All right, so here we go. So first off, we got Aimstrong, who will be playing as the Wehrmacht, which is his go-to faction from his Co1 days. And on the opposite side, we have DevM, who is playing the Americans, which is he was a top 5 player in Co1 as the Americans. So this should be a pretty exciting match.
Yeah, these are two of the classic members going at it, and I've watched these guys since Company Heroes 1, so I'm really excited to see what they can do here. And you stated, we got Aimstrong as the Wehrmacht. So what's a good way of providing a good overview to our players about this faction?
Yeah, so the Wehrmacht faction, once again, it's pretty representative of the Co1 Wehrmacht faction. It has that defensive playstyle, that defensive start, and it also has some of the classic units that you see on a regular basis. So the Grenadiers, the HMG, the Pioneers, but it's also got some new flavor added to it that we'll get to in a little bit here once we see some of Armstrong's tech choices. Right off
Yeah.
the bat here, you can see in this video. Armstrong's already gone into his battle group choice, and he's selected the Luftwaffe battle group. So, just to talk about that a little bit, basically, it is a very air-themed battle group, which focuses on airdropped units, air support attacks, such as strafes and different paradrop units as well. So, it should be interesting to see where he goes down that either branch of the tree. Matt, what were your thoughts on the battle group system so far?
Yeah, that's actually one of my personal favorite systems of the game. You know, it's been a system that we've worked tightly with our closed group community to iron out, to figure out, to kind of reflect on both the Company Heroes 1 and the Company Heroes 2 system. And I feel that we've got it in a really nice place where there's a lot of good diversity, replayability, and just like lots of different options and choice within each battle group. So, for example, we've got Armstrong here who selected the Luftwaffe, but there's a lot of different ways in which he can make use of it. So I'll be interested to see what path he chooses today versus DevM.
Yeah, that's right. And just to speak a little bit more about the battle group system to give players a bit of idea of what it is and how it works is it's basically an evolution of the Co-1 Commander Doctrine system that players might be familiar with, where we've really tried to go back to get to the best elements of that system. So as you'll be able to see throughout this match, unlike the Co-2 system where it's more of like a linear progression where abilities automatically unlock, instead Armstrong here is going to have to actually make choices throughout as he earns command points, to make choices to pick which ability he wants. And what's interesting here, what we've added to the system from what Co-1 had, it also has exclusive choices in it. So there's going to be choices in this battle group where Armstrong picks one, and by doing so, it locks out the other one. So an example of that will be basically near the end of the tree, where he has to pick between a rocket run and a different ability. So we'll be interested in seeing what kind of choices he makes and the consequences those choices have on the match.
Yeah, absolutely. So you see, for example, on the flip side, Devaman's already made a choice with a battle group. He's also on for the airborne battle group for the Americans. So we're gonna have an interesting match here with airborne versus airborne. But you see, there's actually a unique unit with the airborne called the Pathfinders, which is a bolstered scout squad. So that's the one that you can see right there with the vet star above it, currently fighting against the Grenadiers. He actually made use of a nice smoke ability earlier against one of Armstrong's squads, which was looking pretty good.
Yeah, no, the Pathfinder is a new unit we just actually added to that battle group very recently, and as you can kind of see there, the Pathfinder used a rifle grenade on that HMG squad to knock it out and take away that suppression for a few seconds, which gave him a few seconds there to get away from it and reposition. So not only do you get the smoke, as you called out, you also get a flare ability with the Pathfinder squad and that rifle grenade, and they have a fast capture passive ability, so there's just so much utility in that Pathfinder squad that I can see DevM is already utilizing to its fullest.
This might be a good segue, actually, to talk about one of the faction mechanics that we have for the Wehrmacht army. So, which you can see above the mini-map just to the left there, and that is the Field Marshal system. So we've got battle groups established, but a unique aspect for the Wehrmacht is that they have 3 field marshals which they can make use of, and then they can select one, and that will establish a little bit of a theme throughout their army and their playstyle. So we see that Armstrong's already selected the Special Operations Field Marshal, which I'm guessing he's probably going to make use of some incendiary grenades for his grenadiers later on. And another one of their, what it does as well is the field marshals is it makes use of, it changes the veterancy for all your units on the field. So grenadiers, as far as I know, they've got fast capture ability, and that could be pretty nice because, you know, at this point he's fielding 4 grenadiers on the field. So being able to capture zones quicker, he's going to get some good benefit out of that.
Yeah, that's right. So it's an interesting new mechanic that we're trying out with this faction. As Matt mentioned, if you're looking for a way to use this, it's just in the left-hand side of the screen there above the mini-map. You see those 3 faces, which are currently CoH-2 commanders that you can see. But anyway, what those choices do is you just pick one at any point in a match. It's a free choice, and then once you picked in one, you're locked in, so you can't choose a different one at a different time. And then, as Matt mentioned, it gives you your entire, based on your choice, your entire army has a unique Vet 1 ability, and it also unlocks a unique grenade for your grenadier squads, in this case the incendiary, as Matt mentioned, where the other 2 field marshals provide a different grenade, a stick grenade and a rifle grenade, depending on which one you choose, and some vehicle upgrades down the road as well. So lots of replayability, lots of diversity that we're trying to add to this army through these exclusive choices in, as we mentioned, the battle groups and in the field marshals. So each time you play, you can take a different approach. You can execute on a different play style that kind of suits the battle group and the field marshal that you choose.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. We've had a lot of good experimenting internally as well thus far to kind of see, you know, where the field marshals fit with the battle groups and to figure out all these different strategies. That's been a lot of fun. I forgot how good this map looks. So, you know, we're in the Mediterranean theater this time around, and we're in Italy here. And this is an interesting map. It's called Twin Beaches, and it features, as the name states, 2 beaches on 2 sides. And there's actually a light tower just south of this position as well that even provides an elevated position for a little bit of height gameplay, which is kind of neat. But there's this map also features quite a few hard cutoffs, so we're kind of returning to, at least in the sense of 1v1 matches, we're kind of reinstoring that height. That cutoff gameplay that's been well established in the series.
Yeah, that's right. And it'll be interesting to watch as they try to use some of these elevated positions to their advantage, similar to cover or garrisons, where getting that height advantage can make all the difference. As you saw there, the scout squad, or sorry, the Pathfinder squad, used a rifle grenade to kill that MG. But yes, we're talking about the height a bit more. It can really change the tide of a battle. And you see in the top of the screen there where that Grenadier squad is in, not only is it in cover, it was also had a height advantage at its target currently, which I believe is that Pathfinder squad. So what that's going to do is actually it's going to negate that cover of that Pathfinder squad and provide an accuracy bonus to those Grens because they had that height advantage. But as you see here, the Armstrong has a great consolidated force, and he's pushing DevM out here and regaining control of that cutoff point that you were calling out as well. Because if you would have lost that point, you would have lost access to all the resources on that beachfront, and that would have been and put Armstrong in a pretty tough position.
It's been a good back and forth thus far, absolutely. There's been some really great usage from DevM with his Pathfinders. He's made use of both rifle smoke and the rifle grenade against the HMG and the Grenadiers. Oh, there's a rear armor hit from that was the Faust, right?
I think it was the AT gun actually in the back line there. So yeah, definitely Armstrong using the flank of the AT gun to get that rear armor shot. Of course, this time around we're also introducing side armor, which will be a first for the Company Heroes franchise. And so what that all means for some of our new players is every vehicle in the game has an armor profile, we call it. So they have frontal armor, side armor, and rear armor. And the side and rear armors have a lower value than that of the front. So if you want to get those shots to penetrate the armor and do damage to those vehicles, then it really pays off to try to get those flanks in on the sides, or preferably the rear, to try to almost guarantee those shots penetrate and do damage. So it'll be interesting to see how that really plays into the vehicle combat down the road as we get into more vehicle-heavy games in the future.
So I've just noticed that Armstrong has selected the Fallschirmjägers unit. He's used that to bolster his forces on the hill there, which that could turn the tide of that battle, because that's a high fuel point, and that's very important to this map.
Yeah, not only is he doing a great job of defending his fuel points, he's really utilizing those flame incendiary grenades that come with the Special Ops Field Marshal. But he's been in a bit of a trouble here. It looks like his troops are getting pushed back. A lot of them are low health, but he still has a strong force on the field. But it does look like he's gone for a very infantry-focused build order here with 4 Grenadiers. He lost his Pioneer. You replace it with the Fallschirmjägers, but he's still got that AT gun. But a very traditional approach, I find, to playing the Wehrmacht. It's reminiscent of some of the Co-1 builds you may have seen in the past. And it's probably what he's most familiar with, but it'll be interesting to see what he does when he reaches some of the later stages of the game and goes into his Tier 2 and Tier 3.
Ooh, that Pathfinder just got out of dodge at the last second there. Yeah, so you mentioned, and you're right, that we kind of have gone back to the roots with the Wehrmacht faction to some degree. We want it to feel familiar and want players to feel at home, certainly in the initial stages of the game. So you've got Pioneers, Grenadiers, Fallschirmjägers, these units that are grounded in our series. But now we're going to get into a little bit more of the teching here. This is where it gets really interesting with the Wehrmacht faction, is essentially how the teching works is you kind of make a hard choice with that faction, wouldn't you say? Where you're kind of pretty much teching to make a decision on how you're going to play your Tier 2 and your Tier 3 as that faction, because you make a Tier 2 building, and then you select upgrades deeper within that building in order to complement your playstyle. So do we know actually at this point what Tier 2 building that Armstrong has selected?
Yeah, actually there is already a tell, because he's gone the AT gun. So the AT gun is in what we're calling the Panzer Grenadier Company currently. And so that one, again, using that unit reveals what tech path he's gone, and here it is on screen right now. You see he's got the Panzer Grenadiers in that tier, which is a high DPS close range unit. He's got the AT gun, he's got a half track, and then he also has that side tech upgrade you see on next to the Panzer Grenadier squad there, that allows him to tech deeper into that building and get the Nebelwerfer and the Stug. So he kind of has a branching decision to make at this point. Is, does he go for that side tech upgrade to get those more powerful units in that building? Does he side tech to the other building, the other Tier 2 building available to the Wehrmacht, which gives him a whole different roster and suite of units with the Jaeger Light Infantry, a 20mm team weapon, flak gun, a sniper, or sorry, actually no, that's not right anymore. It's an armored car. We just recently made that change, and you can also unlock the Wirbelwind and the Martyr. So that, or does he go right for the Panzer building, which looks like he did. He's really pushing in his advantage here with all this map control, and he went straight for the Panzer armor, Panzer Company. Which gives him access to the shock troops, which are a very powerful late game infantry unit, the Panzer IV and the Brumbar, which are a couple classics from Co2 that our players should be very familiar with.
Yeah, it looks like I'd say he's made the right choice, like you stated. He's got really good map control. He's been controlling that high fuel a lot. So instead of doing, what it would have been a traditional Tier 3 tech up, he's decided kind of to go the distance and get Panzer IVs in that final tier building. So I'll be interested to see how DevM responds. So far, there's just been the Greyhound on the field, and he's been pretty light on riflemen because he's been going in deep into the Pathfinders. So I feel like DevM could use a little bit more field presence. Maybe again he's made use of that airborne battle group. Oh, hold on a second. We got just as I say that, we've got a plane. So it looks like he's dropping in paratroopers in hot, actually quite hot, because there's a Panzer IV pretty nearby. And so I don't know, but DevM is known for his risky play. So I'll be interested to see how this all turns out.
That's right. Yeah, he's using that airborne paratrooper paradrop ability to go in and get that fuel just south of the victory point on the beach there to cut Armstrong off of plus 10 fuel, as you see here. And which is great about the airborne battle group for the Americans is that paratrooper ability, they can paradrop into the fog of war, so they can really get in behind your enemy, in behind your lines, and cause a lot of havoc and cut you off, and just be really frustrating for flanking team weapons and things like that. So it looks like that's what DevM is trying to do here with that fuel cutoff. But we'll see how Armstrong responds and to get that fuel back. So far, he's looking pretty good still with a lot of map control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So, go ahead, Kyle.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I was just going to say, it looks like he's made most of his choices for his battle group so far. He's got the Fallschirm Pioneers locked in. He's got the rocket run, the strafing run, the Fallschirm Jägers. I think he only has one choice left there. So it'll be interesting to see what choice he makes. But the American player is definitely going to have to make a big push here to try to get some of this map back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would love to see some Fallschirm Pioneers on the field, considering that Armstrong doesn't have any Pioneers right now. He's going to need some at one point to repair that Panzer IV up. So they're a brand new unit to this series, and that's one of my personal favorites. It's kind of neat to see an airborne engineer, combat engineer, dropped into lines, and they have a lot of very unique capabilities. They've got some really interesting weapons between the LMG, and I think we also have a GRB-39 grenade launcher on them as well, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they have a ton of utility, and they're actually a 0 command point unit. So you can actually, Armstrong didn't do it this time around, but you can actually use them right out of the gate to again bolster your forces and get those upgrades as early as possible. They have a couple of very strong weapon upgrades. They have a ton of utility, and they're, like you said, they're just a really fun unit to play. But Armstrong is using getting great use out of those Fallschirm Jägers, as you see here, as he pushes the paratroopers back. But he also does have a lot of help with the Panzer IV and Grenz, always on hand to support his advancing units.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the noose is tightening, it seems. Looks like there's a sea of blue, and Armstrong is really sucking up quite a bit of the map. I really think that DevM will probably need to consolidate his forces and maybe pick one side of the map to break out. But that's tough. It's tricky. He's got the Panzer IV on the field. So as the American player, let's see. You've got some opportunities. I'm not too sure how deep he is into his tech, but if he's into his final building, a Hellcat would be a good hard counter to the Panzer IV on the field right now. He can also make use of the paratroopers, but maybe an AT gun. Another thing that the airborne battle group that the Americans have access to also have an airdrop anti-tank gun, so that could be useful as well to maybe make work of that Panzer IV. So he's got a few options. He's not out of the water yet, and he's been doing a good job keeping that Greyhound on the field thus far.
Yeah, keeping it alive, keeping in the fight, earning veterancy, all very important aspects of a great player is just that squad preservation. Making sure your squads make it back to base, retreating at the right time, and earning that veterancy that will help them scale into the late game. But one of the great things about going the airborne battle group is the flexibility and diversity it allows you to have with your tech tree. With the paradrop AT gun, and there's also a paradrop HMG in there as well, but he actually chose the Pathfinders over that option. That has a rocket run as well, and just a lot of utility there that lets you maybe skip your weapon support center building, maybe even skip your motor pool, and potentially even rush right to your tank depot. But in this match, he is a little bit behind the 8 ball, so he's going to have to play a little bit more conservative and try to get something on the field here to deal with this Panzer IV.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we've added to Company of Heroes 3 this time around, which actually you're not seeing so far too much in this game because the players are kind of avoiding, oh boy, we got the Nebel firing at the building.
You just hate that building so much.
Yeah. But I was going to talk about breaching, because there's a few key buildings on this map that you can lock down that kind of that center lane of the map with them. And there's certain units that have access to breaching capabilities, such as the Panzer Grenadiers and also those Fallschirmjägers do as well. But it looks like we've got an airstrike called in just now. He's attempting to do the rocket run, if I'm not mistaken. We've got the Greyhound, which has got a damaged engine, so he might catch it.
Yeah, so all depends where that rocket run lands, and it looks like it's going to fall just shy of that Greyhound, which was retreating away from it. And it looks like it did miss the Sherman as well, as that came in after. But yeah, speaking of breach, you kind of saw a Nebel breach there as it tried to breach that building with its rockets.
That's one way of breaching.
Yeah, but not quite as intended. But you know, breach has been a really fun and interesting new feature, as it's really kind of opened up some of the early game, or early and mid game really, to those garrisons that really hold a strong position on a map. Now there's just an additional tool to deal with MGs in buildings or units in buildings that if you lose the race to a building, you don't have to necessarily side tech into something like a different building or something else. You have a tool available that lets you deal with that threat in that building just a little bit more at your fingertips. And it does really take the players say knowledge and experience to be able to recognize that, and also to be able to dodge those breaches, as we'll see more of them as co-development continues.
Mm-hmm. So I've noted that Armstrong had some really nice, he's playing pretty aggressively with his anti-tank gun, but he managed to get some really nice side armor shots on that Sherman. That was one of the things, as Kyle and I were discussing earlier, and that side armor is now a new thing. So if you're not paying attention to how your vehicle, is faced in terms of its frontal armor, it can, it can harm you for sure. And that was an instance there.
Yeah, that's right. You really have to be more mindful of your flanks, make sure you support your units with anti-tank guns and mines to protect your flanks, because flanks are going to be a lot more deadly in Co3 than they've ever been. And so that you're going to have to be a lot more mindful of those things. But it should also be a lot more rewarding for the flanking player to be able to make those dives and get those kills with a little less, let's say, threat to losing your own vehicle for nothing. So it should be a lot of interesting vehicle combat that we'll see during this pre-alpha playtest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how the vehicle combat plays out for sure. So, and speaking of vehicles, looks like Armstrong has just queued up the Big Daddy, the Brumbar, and there's a lot of infantry on the field. You've got some riflemen and some paratroopers that, they might not be in for a good day if they meet up with that Brumbar.
That's right. A lot of soft targets, as they like to say, that the Brumbar can eat for breakfast. So it's about to hit the field here, so it'll be interesting to see how it makes its debut on this battlefield, and what DevM does to respond. Obviously, it's got a devastating high explosive shot, but it also has a ton of armor on it, which makes it difficult to attack with your AT gun. So here it is. Oof. Oh,
very good first shot out of the gate.
Yeah.
I see Armstrong's planting a few mines as well, and some of the choke points on this map. That's good. The good uses of mines to cover his flanks, because that's definitely what DevM is known for. He's very good at swarming from all angles. Still making good use of the Greyhound. Gets another kill there. That'll help.
Yeah, he's picked up a couple kills here. He's killed 2 Grenadier squads, which had a lot of vets, so those are some big pickups. He's killed that Fallschirmjäger squad, so he's doing a lot of work, but he's just not able to get really control of this map, as Aimstrong is just doing a really good job of defending his territory and pushing DevM back. As the American player in this situation, what would you recommend DevM do to try to push out?
Well, as I stated earlier, he's got to consolidate his forces and kind of make a really concentrated... He actually has to take a little bit of risk as well, just make a concentrated push. Now, you see the Sherman right now diving in deep, but unfortunately, he's got Simon's ready for him with an anti-tank gun on the hill, just waiting. And he's got
Faust.
Grenadiers and a Faust, so he's saying hello. But yeah, you know, I think... we probably just needs to organize a good unit composition. I mean, a little bit of indirect fire probably wouldn't have hurt as well. You know, whether that's, I think again, actually, you know, one of the things about breaking out is you should be making use of those, the Pathfinder flares. So the flares and the scout squads as the Americans, one of the biggest strengths about the American Army is its reconnaissance capabilities. So for example, within the airborne battle group, you've got a recon loiter. You also have access to the Pathfinders, as I stated, that have a flare. So I really think that DevM should be maybe kind of taking a look at where Simon is at before doing these pushes. He's kind of just flailing across the map and running into some big problems.
Yeah, just running those vehicles straight into AT guns, straight into Faust, which really is just crippling his the vehicles he has on the field, which he has to make a ton of use of. Another thing about the Pathfinders that we mentioned earlier is they do have smoke, so that is another great tool that he could use to smoke those AT guns when making those vehicle pushes, and comboing that with the scouting aspect of a flare. That could make it possible to make some pretty big spearhead style plays here, but you know, it is early days. Even the best players in the world still need to take time to learn the faction. There's a lot there to learn. There's a lot of new stuff for them to try out and experiment with, and I expect we're seeing still a lot of that today.
Absolutely. These are robust factions. There's a lot to absorb. You know, I think there's battle groups, there's faction mechanics, there's new units, there's new ways of teching up, and the combination of all those parts, there's a lot there that, you know, we hope that this is going to really, you know, working alongside our co-development program, there's going to be a lot of really interesting, creative ways to play these factions. So, you know, this is the part that's really exciting for me, to just see how our players make use of the tools that we provide them.
Yes, and that's definitely been a goal of ours from the get-go, is to create as much options and diversity as possible, so players can find lots of different new and fun ways to play the game that they may have never been able to experience before, or just haven't thought of before. So hopefully we've done that, and we definitely look forward to watching you guys play in this demo and seeing your feedback in the forums for us, as we know we still have a lot of work left to go. We're still pre-alpha, so that's very early days in development, and it's going to be the fans, you know, our players, that's really and their feedback that's really going to shape this game into like the best possible version of Company Heroes that we can deliver for launch.
Absolutely. So you saw DevM actually just field one of it's a returning unit, I guess, essentially, because it made its appearance in Company Heroes 1 in the Tales of Valor expansion, which is the Hellcat, and I love that tank. I just think, it's a lot of fun. It's speedy, it's agile, it's high impact, high risk, and got a high velocity 76mm gun, I'm pretty sure. And now he did kind of, you know, again, that reconnaissance aspect, he kind of just rushed it in and ate a Faust, but I think if you can make that Hellcat work with these paratroopers here, you could potentially use some combined arms to make a play at taking down one of Aimstrong's vehicles here and get back into things.
Yeah, he does have a decent army composition. He has, you know, the paratroopers with the 2 bazookas. You see the little plus sign there next to the paratrooper bazooka symbol underneath the decorator, and that signifies that that squad has 2 weapon pickups and more than just one. So in this case, it happens to be 2 bazooka squads. He's got the Hellcat doing a lot of work here against the Panzer IV, going for that kill, which looks like he's gonna get it, which he does. Now he just has to escape this other Panzer IV. and utilize those paratroopers on the back line to defend against the Panzer IV rushing in and killing this
This is
Hellcat.
going to be close.
But it looks
Some
like
frontal armor saving the day.
Yeah.
And the Greyhound's trying to get into the action as well, but the Brumbar decides to say hello. But we got an AT gun. It's looking like it's in. He just moved it. Unfortunately, it was in. But that durable frontal armor as well. We've got some Panzer Grenadiers on the field as well.
Yeah. So it looks like Armstrong is rebolstering his army after losing now he's lost 3 Gren squads and the Fallschirmjäger squad. So he's bolstering his army with the Panzer Grens, which are a bit of a later tier infantry squad. They are a very powerful squad with the submachine guns. So they do a ton of damage at mid and close range, and they do have a very powerful grenade. But what he's missing now with with losing those Gren squads, he obviously loses the Faust, which is a big component to pushing away infantry and crippling vehicles, and crippling vehicles. And he's also losing the grenade that they had, that incendiary grenade, which did so well for him earlier. And then also the merge ability, which is something that you're probably familiar with from CoH-2 for those who played the conscripts, the Soviets. That merge ability that lets you bolster your team weapons or even other infantry squads and keep them on the front line longer. As a 6-man squad with the Grens, that's actually a great ability because they can usually afford to lose or spare a couple infantry squads to keep those other team weapons in the fight longer.
Are we seeing a Nebel shot into the base right now?
Yes.
Going for the medical tent.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Attacking the medicals.
So we've covered a lot of the Wehrmacht faction thus far, and but what about the American faction this time around? So maybe we can talk a little bit about that. Again, that's another faction where we looked at the spirit of Company Heroes 1. We're seeing a really nice flank. Oh my goodness, Sherman goes down. Here comes the Hellcat. But I think the American army, it's a very well-rounded army. It's very infantry-centric. You've got riflemen, you got paratroopers, you got dedicated bazooka teams and scout squads. Some of my personal favorites, actually, like the half-track, for example, this time around. There's a lot more capability with the half-track. There's a 75mm upgrade that allows you to essentially be kind of like an anti-tank gun on wheels. And it also has a nice barrage ability. So it's similar if you're familiar with Company Heroes 2, it's kind of like the Su-76 and a lighter version of that. I find that's pretty interesting. I also like that there's a Chaffee tank as well, another brand new unit as well from the American Army. Kind of that's kind of the peak or the pinnacle of light tanks, from my understanding. And that one is, that can even go toe-to-toe with the Panzer IV at times under the right conditions, of course. But it's got some unique capabilities. This Greyhound's still making good work, though.
Yeah, the Vet 3 Greyhound with its speed bonus, getting in there behind enemy lines, blocking that AT gun, trying to take it out, blocking those Panzer Grens. Doing a lot of good work, but he's got to be very careful here. He could get caught by the Panzer IV and the AT gun as it sets up, but it looks like he does a good job of dodging it. Another strong aspect of the Americans this time around is we've really tried to double down on their air supremacy that they've had, and one of their tech options is actually called the Air Support Center. And what that does by choosing that as your tech choice, it actually gives you access to 3 plane abilities in your core army, which can really turn the tide of a fight without having to go a battle group to actually get air support. And what that allows you to do, it gives you again some additional reconnaissance with a recon run, as we mentioned earlier, and a strafing run and a P-47 bombing run. So a lot of combat utility there in air support. So it doesn't look like DevM went the air support center this time around, probably because he went airborne and he felt he had enough air support with that. But with other builds, you can complement your battle group with a different style support center, the other 2 being infantry focused and mechanized focused, so you could actually complement your airborne battle group with the air support center and get a ton of air support, or diversify it with a mechanized or infantry focused support center that gives you access to a few different global abilities that are currently utilized in the same UI or HUD position as the field marshals, which you see on the left-hand side there above the minimap. So for those who are for those of our American players watching this, definitely take a look at that and experiment with multiple different types of build orders with your support centers and battle groups complementing each other.
Yeah, those support centers, the faction mechanics really do shake up the experience. Oh my goodness, we're seeing a pretty big push at this point in time.
Yeah, not looking good
Lots
for
of
DevM.
Quite a few wrecked vehicles just outside the base, and we got a couple Panzer IVs going in. But if I know these two, they will play to the death. You might we'll even have an airstrike at your door, just saying hello, just in case.
Yeah, knock knock. Yeah, and the Brumbar just doing devastating damage to those poor riflemen. And what you just saw, actually, an air ability activated by DevM there as well, which is the airdrop reinforcements, as you see actually on the beachfront on the minimap there. And I think, we'll probably scroll to it in a little bit here, but there we go. So the airdrop reinforce is reinforcing all the units in an area on the map through airdropped reinforcements coming down from those planes that you saw, helping them stay bolstered and stay on the front line. But I think it might be a little too late at this point, as you see two Panzer IVs just chilling in DevM's base. They're doing a lot of damage. So I think at this point he's just experimenting with some of the unique battle group abilities, dropping in an airdropped AT gun as well. I think
this is not a bad move, actually.
Not a bad move at all. I think he's really going for the moral victory of just killing that Brumbar that's been hassling him for the better half of this match. That I think he's just has a vendetta to kill.
Yeah, it's that airdrop reinforcements is one of my personal favorites in terms of a new capability for the airborne battle group this time around. So it can allow for these high risk pushes into deeper into enemy territory. In DevM's case, this was pretty high risk, but I'll be really interested to see how this ability shakes out in our larger team games. Oh my goodness, was that the Brumbar?
Brumbar wiping those two riflemen on retreat here. He's still hunting them with the paratrooper squad with the bazookas. The Brumbar is almost dead here, just a fraction of health. And even though he is hitting that frontal armor and he's getting a lot of bounce shots, I saw a couple penetrate there and finally kills that Brumbar. One thing to note is this time around we're actually experimenting with deflection damage. So even when you don't penetrate and you bounce that shot, it still does a sliver of damage, a little bit of chipping away at the overall health. So you can still at least get something out of those shots instead of just a bounce and getting nothing out of it. So there's still some value in trying to just hit those targets as much as you can. And I think it's the end of days for that poor paratrooper squad. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, it's not looking good for DevM at this point. But that was a great match. I had a lot of fun just watching it. And there we go.
That's
GG's.
it. Looks like DevM called it. That was a lot of fun. Aim Strong played great.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. That's so again, thank you so much for watching this. Please take the time to, play our upcoming multiplayer demo, provide feedback for us. We'd love to hear from it in the forums and the surveys. And we hope you have a lot of fun.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.